On This Week in the NPSL, we have a jam-packed show full of highlights from around the league. In the Midwest, Lansing United hosts Grand Rapids, where the Midwest's goal-scoring leader looked to keep his scoring streak alive. In the West, Riverside Coros continues their push to catch FC Arizona, but they needed to knock off SoCal SC at home. We'll show you how they did. In the Northeast, Kingston Stockade FC and Boston City FC squared off, looking to take the lead in the Atlantic White. While in the South, Nashville FC falls in a huge hole, but battles back in a Music City thriller. Those highlights and many more next on This Week in the NPSL. Welcome inside our studios for the latest edition of This Week in the NPSL. I'm your host, Paul Boron, and if this is your first time joining us, you picked a good week as we come to you with highlights from 17 matches across the country. And we start in the Midwest, where the first of 6 highlights comes from the North Conference, where things are extremely tight and 2 teams chasing Med City FC squared off in the Twin Cities on Friday night. Minneapolis City hosting Sioux Falls Thunder in their first ever meeting with points critical for both sides as they look to move up the table. City had most of the ball early, but it's Sioux Falls who makes the breakthrough with Bryce Holliday feeding Michael Haight to open the scoring. It took just 7 minutes for City to respond. Brandon Bai doing well to hold up the ball and feed Ben Wexler. Wexler moves the ball along to Isaac Frient, who fired a howitzer from 25 yards out, then sprints over to celebrate with the home crowd. A.J. Albers was sent off at the stroke of halftime for a second bookable offense, leaving just 10 men to face Sioux Falls for the final 45. City started the second half with intensity, and you wouldn't have known that they were down a man by the way they had possession. Trey Benhart fed Will Kidd wide on the left, and his cross is deflected into the goal, only for the referee to wave play on. It's still 1-1. Undeterred, the Crows continued to attack. Charlie Adams fed Brandon Bai, who made space for himself, scampers down the line. His cross was met with a touch from Will Kidd, who turned it into the goal. It's 2-1 City. Aaron Olson sprints away from a defender, plays a lovely ball, but the outside of his left foot hits Brandon Bai in stride, and the striker slots it past the keeper. Minneapolis City wins it 3-1. VSLT and Dakota Fusion, 21st minute pass from Eddie Burrow to Ayuk Tambe, and he pulls the ball down quickly with a turn, shoots it over the Dakota goalie Stephen Harris to score the first goal of the match. 32nd minute, clearing the ball with a long forward pass by Elder Barantas, and Tambe again beats the defense, pulling the ball down and putting it into the corner for the second goal of the match. 73rd minute, Ruben Ruiz puts a quick no-look forward pass into space. Mauricio Mendoza beats the defenders to the ball, shoots to the corner. The third and final score for VSLT, and it's followed up by a great celebration. For the first time this season, let's get a look at Rochester and Syracuse. 47th minute, and it is forward Lucas Fernandez playing a ball through to Will Stone. He notches his team-leading third goal of the season to put the Lancers up 1-0. Then it's Michael Cunningham with some fancy moves in a nice low cross, and Fernandez hits the woodwork. But Cunningham would not be denied. This time, he drills home his first goal of the season, putting the Lancers up 2-0 in the 69th minute. 79th minute, Lancer keeper William Bahanin with a beautiful save to keep the score at 2-0, and that is the way it ends up as the Lancers improve to 3-2-1, completing the season sweep of Syracuse FC. Later in the weekend, the Lancers meeting the NPSL defending champions AFC Cleveland, and Lucas Fernandez puts a nice cross, and William Stone puts the ball away into the goal. It's his 4th goal in as many games, and the Lancers lead it 1-0 just 6 minutes in. William Bonaheen picks up the cross and prevents a score in the 13th minute. Then another fine save by Bonaheen as he prevents a potential own goal in the 20th minute. In the 39th minute, Lucas Fernandez dribbles past a few AFC Cleveland defenders, unleashes a rocket shot, scoring a beautiful goal, his first as a Lancer. Anthony Rosano puts first half sub Austin Gerber through on net. He slots it home. 3rd goal of the evening, and it's 3-0 Lancers. And that's the way it ends up, the Lancers getting 2 wins in 3 days. So how would Cleveland respond as they played FC Buffalo? 15th minute after a handball in the box, AFC's Admir Soljevic steps up to bury the goal. It's 1-0. 27th minute, Cameron Emerson of Buffalo equalizes with a wonderful volley on the right side of the box. 68th minute, FC Buffalo's Isaiah Barrett trips up David Jordan on the wing. He earns a yellow card. On the restart after the card, Sky Harder plays a perfect chip to Vinny Bell, who settles and volleys home the goal. 74th minute, once again, Sky Harder plays a perfect cross in from the corner. Tom Beck beats the goalkeeper to give AFC Cleveland a 3-1 lead. In the 84th minute, AFC keeping the pressure on, ripping off a series of shots led by Vinny Bell, but Buffalo is able to keep the ball out until Ben Truex is tripped up in the box and given a penalty kick. Tom Beck delivers the final blow, burying the penalty kick. 4-1 AFC Cleveland. Grand Rapids and Lansing United at Houseman Field in Grand Rapids. And Grand Rapids captain Greg Timmer greeting his former Lansing United teammates on the walkout. 26th minute, and Brad Santalo with the steal and pass ahead to James DeCosimo. The Hoops captain slots home his 10th career goal for the club to open the scoring. 38th minute, Santalo with some great footwork to elude Grand Rapids defenders. He slips it over for Rafa Metzingen to double the lead for Lansing. The Brazilian has scored in every NPSL match he's played in this season. 43rd minute, confusion in the back for Lansing, and Hoops keeper Joe White has to go full extension to push away a shot from Anthony Bowie and preserve a 2-0 lead at half. 51st minute, though, Grand Rapids gets on the board when Jalen Rodriguez squeezes off a shot in traffic. He scored both goals for the home team, but it wasn't enough. 62nd minute, Tumi Mashabane finds Mensingen bursting through the middle. He sends the first touch past keeper Aaron Orban. Mensingen tied for the NPSL lead in scoring with 9 goals. And in the 73rd minute, Alec Green with a perfectly weighted pass for DeCosimo, who makes it absolutely certain for Lansing. The Hoops get their first ever 3 points over Grand Rapids with a 4-2 win on the road. So as we look at the standings, which may look a bit different this week as we're going to list the standings by the official points per game played, and Detroit City's road win pushes them to 3rd in the Great Lakes Conference. But Ann Arbor and Lansing are in command of the top 2 spots. Erie now sits atop the East, while Rochester's Great Week has them in 3rd. While in the North, it is Med City on top with a logjam in 2nd. More from the Midwest later as we recognize our Miter Player of the Week. But up next, we head west for a pair of matches, including a 2-goal performance that propels the East Bay Stoppers FC to a road win. When we return on This Week in the NPSL.
Keep up to date on NPSL with scores, schedules, stats, and exclusive content on NPSL.com. Visit NPSL.com to browse our dedicated ticket platform, read up on NPSL Spotlight, and view the latest episode of This Week in the NPSL.
Welcome back to the show, and we're headed to the Southwest Conference, where FC Arizona and Riverside Choros are separated by the slimmest of margins. Arizona won on Saturday, so Riverside needed a win on Sunday to keep pace. Riverside Choros and SoCal SC playing in the Inland Empire Derby, and this one was heated and physical from the get-go. In fact, there were 8 cards before there was even a goal, including a red card for each team as they were playing 10-on-10 by the 62nd minute. In the 67th minute, the Riverside Choros get on the board. A nice cross from Daniel Lopez to Cody Shelton, who places the ball in front of the 6-yard box for a half-volley kick from Dakota Shelton, and Choros leads 1-0. Then more cards. We're down to playing 8-on-8. Then SoCal keeper Tyler Wilson gets the 7th card in the match, stopping a breakaway from Daniel Lopez. And off of the penalty kick, Omar Aguiar scores, and that makes it 2-0 Riverside Choros. So keeping score, 2 goals, 7 red cards, and the teams ended up playing 8-on-8. Let's go to East Bay FC Stompers at Sonoma County Seoul. Sonoma County gets on the board in the 19th minute on this 30-yard drive by Edgar Amador, who powers his shot over the outstretched glove of East Bay goalkeeper Marcus Rojas. We're in the 38th minute when Omar Nuno breaks away. He gets behind the Stompers defense and slips one past Rojas inside the far post, and it's 2-0 Seoul. But the Stompers get it going just before half when Jorge Butron clips one in the wind over Sonoma goalkeeper Arturo Ornelas and into the net. Butron has scored in 3 straight games, and East Bay heads to the locker room down 2-1. In the 60th minute, East Bay finds the equalizer after a handball is called in the box. Newcomer Ahmed Zaki puts away the penalty kick. Zaki, a midseason transfer from the New Orleans Jesters, ties the game at 2. Stompers take the lead in the 70th minute. Isaiah Dairo sends a ball across the top of the penalty box for Butron, who slices one towards the top left corner that tips off the glove and in. Butron has 2 goals in the game. Stompers' comeback is complete as they take the lead 3-2. Now we're in stoppage time and Nuno is on the attack again. He gets in the penalty area and draws a foul, but just as he did 3 weeks ago, Rojas stops the penalty kick, denying Diego Lopez, and the Stompers win it 3-2. PDX FC's 4-1 home win keeps them ahead of FCM Portland, while OSA FC and Kitsap are breathing down their necks. We told you the story of FC Arizona and Riverside, but don't forget about Orange County FC, who is also having a great season. And in the Golden Gate Conference, East Bay Stompers FC win over Sonoma County has them all even in the standings. When we return, we shift to the Northeast, where Kingston Stockade FC and Boston City FC have had some fun with the standings on this show in a Twitter battle. But on Saturday, they did battle on the field. Atlantic White highlights are next.
MITRE is the official ball supplier of the National Premier Soccer League. Visit www.mitre-usa.com for more information. That's www.mitre-usa.com.
Back with This Week in the NPSL, and in the Keystone Conference, it's been all about Westchester United Soccer Club. They're in control of the conference and look to extend their lead over second-place New Jersey Copa FC. Westchester United versus Junior Lone Star. And a weak back pass sets up a chance for Junior Lone Star, but Westchester keeper Will Smith holds his ground and makes the kick save. 43rd minute, midfielder Matt Gear with a set-piece service, and Big Ben Maury flicks the ball low, and Westchester goes up 1-0 before the half. 82nd minute, Evan Vari with a free kick, and Gogo Kali gets his head on it, and that seals the win with that goal. Westchester wins the first annual Kildaris Irish Pub Route 3 Derby. Electric City and Hershey FC, and Electric City had a terrific first half. It starts in the 15th minute, Jared Smalley getting the goal. Then in the 24th minute, Chavi Gladiador from Brandon Smalley, and it is 2-0. More first half scoring, Cade Harmon in the 36th minute from Jared Smalley. 3-1 at the half as Electric City beats Hershey FC 5-4. To Dietz Stadium we go. 61st minute, and it's a goal to Stockade FC. Marco Kloster with an incredible piece of skill to keep the ball. He finds Pedro Espindola, and he sends a gorgeous lob over the Boston City keeper to give the Stockade a 2-0 lead. And a great celebration with the fans. In the 82nd minute, Boston City has the Stockade lead on a goal from Leonardo Carvalho. After the initial save, it is powered in on the rebound, but it is not enough. Kingston Stockade knocking off Boston City. Two teams chasing those teams, Rhode Island Reds at Hartford City. 29th minute, and Hartford City gets on the board first. Ryan Taylor on the attack. He makes the pass to the left side for Vinicius Lelis. He then delivers the service back to Taylor as he makes a header right into the net. 50th minute, Rhode Island Reds looking to apply the pressure, and the shot goes just wide. 83rd minute, Hartford City gets the insurance goal. Jorge Rodriguez makes a lob pass to Rafa Junqueira. The Reds playing defense inside the box. The ball comes loose as Riley Strassner poaches in, takes the shot, and delivers it into the back of the net to deliver Hartford City the victory. So that wild match between Junior Lone Star FC and Hershey FC doesn't affect the top of the standings, but boy, 11 goals certainly made things entertaining. But as we said, it is Westchester United in control. While FC Frederick's 3-1 win keeps them well in control in the Mid-Atlantic, the Brooklyn Italian shutout win has them ahead of Elm City Express, while it is the Kingston Stockade FC on top of the Atlantic White with Boston City and Hartford City right there. One segment to go, and there are plenty of highlights coming from the South, where for the first time this year we get to check in on the Sunshine Conference as Miami United FC visited Craze United. Those highlights are ahead.
SoccerStub is the official ticket provider of the NPSL and powers the league ticket platform. Support live local soccer by visiting tickets.npsl.com to find tickets to NPSL matches near you directly from NPSL teams.
Back on This Week in the NPSL, I'm Paul Boren, and we're going to go south, where we will start with a wild match in the Southeast on Thursday night, where homestanding Inter Nashville FC was looking to stay ahead of New Orleans. But to do so, they would have to dig themselves out of a huge early hole. On a beautiful night in Nashville, it was an even prettier start for the Jesters. Mason Walsh with the free kick sends it to the far post, and Mason Maurice rises up and heads it past the keeper to make it 2-0. Just 4 minutes after that, the Jesters blow the doors open. Mason Walsh with the shot, and the rebound comes to Lucas Curry, and he heads it in to make it 3-0. To Nashville's credit, they never quit, and after scoring on a quick free kick to cut it to 2, they get even closer. 36th minute, ball lifted in the box, and Felix Obilo beats Chad Collins, and suddenly we have a match. 58th minute, and Inter Nashville has come all the way back as Liam Collins with a sneaky free kick that completely fools Chad Collins. Now in stoppage time, Collins' shot is just tipped over the bar by Chad Collins, a huge save to preserve the draw. Chattanooga FC at the Birmingham Hammers, 27th minute, and some possession around the Birmingham box, and Chattanooga midfielder Kieran Bywater blasts one past the Birmingham keeper for the goal for Chattanooga. In the 40th minute, a flick-on hitter for Chattanooga's Jose Francisco Ferraz sees him one-on-one with Birmingham keeper Pritchard Nadaria. The shot is blocked by the keeper and cleared away by Birmingham center back Alex Brown to keep it at 1-0. In the 52nd minute, Birmingham looking for the equalizer. Chattanooga keeper Paulo Pita jumps and makes the save. In the 75th minute, Birmingham's Ryo Shimazaki is taken down outside the Chattanooga box. Michael Cornell takes the free kick, but the ball is deflected by the Chattanooga wall. Chattanooga holds on for the victory, 2-0. Jesters at Birmingham. Jesters starting quick on the road once again. A long shot rebounds to Tony Giudice, and his right-footed rocket beats the keeper, and it's 1-0. 27th minute, ball ends up on the feet of John Evans with the run and the shot. Mason Walsh getting his first goal as he is there to poke it in, and it's 2-0. Just before half, back come the Hammers in stoppage time off of the corner, and new father Gerard Barbero rips this header past Chad Collins to make it 2-1. After Birmingham cut it to 3-2, John Evans, much like in Nashville, does it again from the wing, going over the keeper and off of the far post. Evans telling us later with a smile he was shooting all the way, and the Jesters win it 5-2. Elsewhere in the Southeast, the Georgia Revolution, Asheville City SC playing an exciting back-and-forth match in Hampton, Georgia. Both teams looking for a playoff berth. 11 minutes into the game, Asheville City striker Elmon Four puts Asheville on the board after a great move in the box, beating the Revs defender. The Revs made some halftime adjustments and came out attacking the second half. The change was awarded in the 50th minute when Sean Greenfield scores his first goal of the year, sliding it past the keeper, assisted by new Revs signing Cam Mosley out of Duke. 15 minutes later, Captain Scott Redding sends a pass to Cam Mosley, who beats two defenders and puts the Revs in the lead. But Asheville wasn't done. In the 62nd minute, Nicholas Bogman puts in a beautiful header off of the set piece to equalize at 2. Both teams continue to fight, looking for the 3 points, and late in the game, Cam Mosley beats the defense, but missed getting his second goal of the game as he puts the ball off of the side netting. Later, Elma and 4 gave Asheville a chance for the win, sending a great ball into the box. Revs were saved by the crossbar. The Revs have secured 2 straight draws, but are still looking for their first win of the year. Let's go to the Sunshine Conference, where Crazy United was hosting Miami United FC, and it's Crazy United getting on the board first. Bryce Folensby with a goal in the 10th minute. Then in the 31st minute, Kevin Rockwell Ashton would double the lead, and it is 2-0 Crazy United. And then in the 48th minute, a little insurance as Folensby gets on the board once again. Crazy United gets the victory over Miami United, 3-0. So Crazy United's clean sheet moves them just behind Miami United, but Miami Fusion FC still is in control of the Sunshine Conference. In the Heartland, FC Wichita's 5-goal outburst extends their lead over Little Rock Rangers. In the Lone Star, Midland Odessa's 2-1 road win in Shreveport, combined with Fort Worth's loss, has them now a half-point clear. While in the Southeast, New Orleans now sits on top with their 4 road points, with another 2 games in 3 days coming up. Time now to head back to the Great Lakes Conference for this week's Miter Player of the Week, and it is Lansing United's Rafa Mensingen. As we mentioned, he had 2 goals against Grand Rapids, which extended his club record goal-scoring streak to 6 matches. The Brazilian now has 9 on the season, leading Lansing to their hold on second place as they chase AFC Ann Arbor.
First goal was a really good goal, dribbling and footwork, but I think the second goal was just like great teamwork, counter attack. Toomey got the ball, great ball, and played me in behind, and I just finished. So I think the second one was better. And one thing that Nate's been telling us every time is that we have to start well, and it's something that we've been doing. We always score an early goal, and it gives a lot of confidence to our team, and also we can use our counter attack, especially in the second half.
Joe says he's never seen a team gel this quickly. Would you agree that you guys are really starting to know each other? Yeah,
for sure, we're building chemistry. We're getting to know each other. Of course, we're being confident. We're getting lucky sometimes, and champion teams are built like that. So yeah, I'm really glad.
That's a big win. Come up with 4 goals on the road too, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Great win, great 3 points. We and FC Ann Arbor seems like we opened the gap to the other teams, but we have just to keep working, keep the momentum.
Congratulations to Rafa, who, by the way, is on his way to Valparaiso in the fall. Well, that's going to do it for this loaded edition of This Week in the NPSL. We remind you to follow at NPSL Soccer, as well as PBoron88 for more information about the NPSL. And we'll see you again next week for more highlights and scores from around the NPSL.